There you go. Let's have a look. See if I'm working. Am I working? Am I working? Am I working? Am I working? All right. Yeah. That is Symphony Number 9 from New World in E minor Largo, theme from the Ovis commercial. So obviously, Symphony Number 9 from the New World. It's it's very difficult to dislike, isn't it? It's lovely. It's lovely, even though it says New World in it, and we can all make some up for that. So, good evening. How are you doing? Welcome to Raconteurs News. Sorry about Friday night. I didn't do Friday night. I found myself with my irritable bowel syndrome had turned up, and it meant that I was on and off the bog most of the day and most of the night. So I couldn't do it. I'd have been just going off for a shit. But just to warn you, I'm on water tablets and they're making me piss all the time. So I've got me pot in case I piss. I need to piss. So if you hear me halfway through, I'll try to be as discreet as possible. But I've just had a wee before I started. So like people say, you should have had one before you started. Anyway, good evening to everyone who's in the chat room. Some new names I've noticed. Welsh Dave, he's not a new name. I know Welsh Dave. Beakford Clackington. I don't know who that is. That's yeah. I don't know. East West, we know him. Evening to you, East. Nuki Brown said, would be the first time, Jason. Jason, please do not turn the camera so we can see. Do not turn the camera so we can see. Okay. I don't know what you mean. I thought everyone could see me. Beakford Clackington is an owl. Yes, very good. Notice Terry Curran on the front there. One of my idols. Yes. Beakford Clackington is an owl. I'm an owl anyway. I don't know if you are, Beakford. It might be a blade. You never know. Nuki Brown says pissing. Good. Beakford Clackington says, hi mate. East West says they mean they want to see the old man. Right, fucking hell, I can't even see it. It's just disappeared. It's gone. There's no hanging. There's no boop, boop. Although, you know, one of them things like I did do that with my balls once, and try to make it when they clack again. You know, one of them. Is it Einstein's fucking thingy or other? Good. Uni Black Sister is there as well. Good evening to you, Uni. I've not seen you for a while. Might if I get a bit lazy later on, then it might be a night for you to come on as long as you've got something to say. Denny's in as well as Chris Partridge. Yeah, like a walnut whip. Yeah, that's the one. Clackers, lol. Yeah, them clackers. Yeah, I did that with my nuts once. Oh, I rolled in my, my penis out that way so that people could see. Donna Caddy, good evening to you. And of course, we'll extend that. Welcome to your good fella whose name, for fuck's sake, has just disappeared from my head. And these are the two people that I told I were in hospital when I were in hospital. And I didn't tell anybody else. I just wanted to tell, so in case anything did happen, then they'd know about it. and somebody would know and be able to, fucking say, "Oh, fly high, R.I.P. Rest in fucking peace." God, aren't you fucking glad you're out of that bastard? Matt, that's his name. Matt Caddy. Sorry about that. I'm sorry, Matt. My apologies. I'm just fucking, I lose things in me. You know what I did? One day this week, I was making my son a cup of coffee. Let me just have a quick drink of my shandy that I've got here. I'm allowed one shandy a week. And that's very nice, made by my beautiful wife, who didn't get in while late, so we didn't have any tea. She had to go off to an emergency, so only got back about 7:15. Yeah. So anyway, listen, I've written down some topics to talk about, some of the things that not really in news or. And you noticed? I noticed Gareth Ike took some photos of him and his missus, and they were in a eatery, a diner, eating, having something to eat for their anniversary. Now, I thought you had to have either track and trace or a mobile phone, or you had to have your pass to say that you've had all your vaccines. So can somebody explain that mystery to me? I'm open to anything. It don't fucking matter. Yeah, please not COVID-19. Listen, I've got loads of different things. But is Gareth Ike vaccinated? Somebody's put back Gareth and David as shills. I don't know. I always want to keep an open mind on this show. But there's something there that's not. Was it okay, Diner? I don't know. Have a look on his Facebook thing, and they're definitely inside. I just don't know if I don't even. Is it they've gone to a place where they know that they're not putting that in place, or because I don't know if you'd be able to find one. I don't know. And do you have to eat inside? Do you have to be vaccinated, double vaccinated? And if you're not, you eat outside. I don't know. I don't know whether that's the truth. I'm just pointing at the things that I see and that make me wonder. I wonder whether or not he has got his vaccine passport. I don't need a COVID pass till September. All right, okay. I think that's for nightclubs. I think that's nightclubs, Heath. So, I'd have been fucked. Equality Act 2010, self-exemption. Please look into this. Very important. Can't believe you've got no guest. I'm talking about facts. Ignore this bullshit. He ain't jabbed, says Spanish Chicken. Okay, well, Stave Thumb. Look, I'm just asking. Thank you, there. Donna, you're looking better, Jason. Your skin looks glowing. I think that's top of my head, isn't it? Shine off top of my head. But thank you for that. Yeah, I do feel a lot better. I really do. The doctor did tell me that I'd start to feel better after a couple of weeks. And I have not had an alcoholic, apart from a shandy last week and a shandy this week. But I've saved my shandy for best time. See, for this party time. It's party time. Hi all. What's today's subject? That's if you read Fedbook comments. Lol. I bought a COVID pass, €50. Nice one, didn't it? I won't be shouting that, especially in Germany. They're like Gestapo on your door in seconds, saying, "How did you get that? Have you got a COVID pass?" You'll soon need one to get arrested. They'll say, "Have you got a COVID pass?" No. Oh, all right then. Oh, by the way, I found something out today. I found something out today. You know, you can look at your medical records online. I looked at mine. Don't care who sees my fucking medical records. They can do what they want with them. The fucking big pile of shit. And I'm not even complete. So, you know what I mean? Thanks, Spanish Chicken. Cheers, mate. But I looked on my vaccinations and I wasn't vaccinated at all. At all. There's 2 vaccinations in there. One was the polio one that they gave me in 1997. Like they give you when you take your baby to doctors, and they give you a polio thing, like it tastes like shit. That's marked down, and also something else, some pneumonia thing. In fact, it might have been a flu jab, because I did have a flu jab a long time ago. This was 2003, actually. So it might have been a flu jab. So apart from that, I've not been vaccinated at all. It said on the on the notes, the first one said vaccination due 3rd of July 1970. So thanks to my mum being lazy, I'm unvaccinated. It's not done me any good. I'm a fucking, you know, I'm not well, I'm still here. I'm a fater. So my jab was in school, 1975. Yeah. Jab, 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 jab. Oh, what did I see earlier? Let me have a look. I've got some stuff written down. Oh yeah, the COVID rap. Have you heard about the COVID rap? There is a COVID rap that has been brought out. It's been commissioned by some arsehole to do a COVID rap to COVID rap, and one of the lines that I had to listen to it. It was a fucking big pile of shit. You know, fucking raps. It's turned into shit, isn't it? It's not like fucking, you know, when you had fucking musical magicians or talking magicians like fucking, you know, Tupac and Eminem. You know, Biggie Smalls and all these people. It's not like that, and it's fucking bollocks. But one of the lines was can't wait for my 3rd to go out on the town with my mates, with my homies or something. Can't wait for my 3rd. Can't wait for my 3rd to go out on town with my homies. This is fucking... It's just fucking... Whew. Let's have a look what Mandy's just said. I opted out from Dr. sharing data and selling info to third parties as on oath. We'll sue if they do opt out by end of September. I've already opted out. I opted out on that one that where they were going to sell all data, and you had to opt out if you didn't want your data to be sold, but nobody knew about it. And I think I did mine and my missus. So I've opted out of organ donation as well, because you have to be alive for some. The donor has to be alive whilst it's technically dead might not have an head, but it's got to be alive, and it's that borderline in it. It's that borderline question: how much do we want a fucking heart for this bloke here, who's in his 50s, 60s, and we've got this young fucking bloke who's fell off his motorbike. Don't look like he's going to make it. He's in a induced coma. What do we do? We've got this bloke who's in fact, they probably fucking sell him. You'd probably send a text. We've got one in. Just fucking come down and get it. Usual price. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That goes to fucking one of Madonna's kids. I don't think she's got kids, has she? Third jab, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Just have a quick look at it. It's the COVID rap, and it made me it made me fucking barf a bit, and it's got this bloke with a fucking let me see if I can find it. I'll show you. I'll just show you the still, because I don't want to get fucking copyrighted. COVID. And in the place where where's it fucking? It's not even on YouTube. I saw it. There's loads of these. My mask will go on. COVID-19 version of Celine Dion's classic. You can tell that my mask will go on. That sounded exactly the same as 2013 rap lyrics. Whatever. Have a look at that in a bit. Samson's opinion on COVID-19. Tom McDonald, which is, I know, not one of the people who's doing pro-coronavirus. See what this, see if it fucking works. Fuck off. Do you know, they're fucking useless. This fucking computer is useless. It takes fucking ages for a fucking YouTube thing to come on. YouTube, where, let me see if I can find it. Fuck off with that. We'll go home. Are you enjoying this? Thought she was French Canadian. She is, isn't she? Celine Dion is from Switzerland. Music died with Bon Scott. Mandy, I do mine for organ and data and family, and done by fan talk. It's awful to assume folks are in when they don't even know. So she's Canadian. Rage PC Jason, go, let it have it. I could rage on it, but I'd feel, I feel guilty afterwards, and probably I'd feel guilt and shame, and all that sort of buggery. Music died with Agadoo. Get it on your mobile. But it didn't come through. Let me see if I can find it. I think it were on a BBC website. Let me see if I can find it. Just BBC News. Using it home. Coronavirus. It's all over the place. More than 75% of UK adults now double jibbed. How many have been vaccinated? Global vaccine roll. I don't believe these figures. I don't believe 75% of people. I mean, fucking hell. Let's see if it's on website. No. I can't fucking remember where I saw it. Anyway, yeah, it's there's a it where it's a rat. I'm sure you'll see it. I think I must have seen it on. Do you know I might have seen it on local news? In fact, I might have. Let me have a look at calendar. We're at calendar. I'm not searching fucking BBC. Fuck off, you fucking paedophile fucking faggots. That's why you get age restrictions on me shows because I swear too much. But I haven't been banned yet, which is good, really. Right. ITV Yorkshire. Yes. Yorkshire leaders call for more testing capacity. Yorkshire has highest COVID-19 infection rate in the country. Fucking bollocks. I don't fucking believe you. They fucking talk out of their arses. How many people were at Wembley? Oh, bollocks. You can't search. There's no search. ITV News. TV News. If this asks me to sign in, I can fuck off. Yeah, sign in. Watch now, ad free. Your area, let's have a look. Calendar. Look at this as well. A-level numbers of top grades in Yorkshire surged to all-time high. I thought it ain't no fucking exams last year. It's fucking ridiculous. Now they've got a piece of paper that tells them they can do something, and they've missed last year at the fucking course. How will exams be? Oh dear. See, there's going to be loads of appeals as well. People that are younger, that have not met it. That was nasty. TV transmitter for North Yorkshire and North East has caught fire. Ooh, man, Sheffield. Oh, we had a not a murder, but a bloke found dead. Yeah, I'm back with you now. A bloke found dead just down the road from us. If you look at the your picture, you'll see that he's found dead in the area where the flats, near the flats where they filmed all the This Is England films, all that nonsense. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. There's things going on everywhere. It's I don't know. I seem to feel some sort of calmness, like a calm before a storm. I don't know. I can't work it out. I mean, they were supposed to be a guy in. Oh, fuck off. No, this is. There we go. Shadrach and Gene. See now, if you've took me off my track, where were I? What were I saying? Oh, yeah, probably that as well. Probably some fucking thick twat did think it were a fucking 5G tower. Fucking listening to that. Is he still going? Do you know, I've never seen anything about him at all. The only thing I saw were when he was speaking. When they were speaking at the rally in London, the thing that happened on the Saturday that we're in hospital, Mark Steele, yeah, oh God, you don't want to know that. Mark Steele's a 5G wanker. I've interviewed him, I've interviewed his mate, and his mate in public on Facebook, which is fucking public, when we were having a row, put up a comment saying, I've got a wife, 2 kids and 2 legs, so I'm better off than you. So his mate Gareth is a pussy. All right, celebrity. You said this is right. This is it. The celebrity about it. You know, I got when I first noticed that Right Said Fred were making inroads. You know, making noises. I got in there quick and asked him on show, and he said, Fred, and he said, yeah, you have to just do it through email this guy and we'll set it up. If you have any problems, get back in touch with me. So I emailed the guy and he emailed me back like no type of thing. Not yet, we'll let you know type of thing. And so I went back to Fred and then nothing. I've been on and they've not even been read. The messages that I sent have not even been read. The 1 or 2, because they were talking about why people weren't coming out. You know, other you know, bands and things like that. So I thought about doing like an anti-vaccine 90s gig. You know, we can probably anti-vaccine 90s gig. Sorry, we could do it. And so we can get the 90s bands. We'll get Right Said Fred. They're on board. They'll be on board because they're anti-vax. Who else is there? Who else is there? Was somebody else I noticed the other day who said something on Twitter about wishing he'd not had vaccine because it made him feel like shit. And if anybody knows, if anybody can track down where PJ and Duncan are, fucking, we're gonna have like our headliners there, right there. He's done it again. Is he going to make a noise? Anyway, that's it. Well, I think it's Heath. I'm not an anti-vaxxer, I'm just COVID critical. So, Tony, yeah, listen, that's still a position that's not going to do you any good. I mean, before, if you didn't fancy or want a vaccine, you didn't have to have one. Now it's fucking getting to the point where Boris Johnson's going to come on telly. Yeah, that guy from East 17, what's his name? Tony Mortimer. We'll get him now. No, fucking him. He's, what's his face? Brian Harvey. I haven't seen out of him for ages. Don't know what he's doing. PJ and Duncan are Ant and Deck. Somehow I knew that. I was sort of trying to make a joke. It didn't quite work, obviously. So we could get all these celebrities. Brian Harvey. Then we'll have who else will be getting? Oh, we'll get him. What's his name? Glenn Medeiros. We'll get Glenn Medeiros. He'll be there. Nothing's gonna change my life for you. I just wanna go for a big fat juicy boo. So there you go, Glenn Medeiros. He can come. What's that other one? Peter Andre. Sam Fox, weren't she in 90s? Sophie Ellis Bextor is okay. Okay, we'll get her in. She was just about 90s, weren't she? 1999. No, yeah, she was 90s. Ian Brown, yeah, we'll get him. We'll dig him up. Check out Trevor Gunn and the High Wire with Del Bigtree for vaccine info. Okay. Right, said Fred, yeah. PJ and Duncan are down in Santander, shoving vertical hobnobs up each other's arseholes and then getting pissed and getting into cars and crashing them, but no happens to them. They're not cancelled. Why is he not cancelled? Why? It's drink driving is nearly this day and age is nearly as bad as smoking. It is. And yet he just carries on. His mate does all rest of the year for him so that he can fuck off and just lay about pretending he's fucking having some. I know we said Ian Brown. I said Ian Brown. What are KLF saying? Well, KLF, they were funny, weren't they? I mean, do you remember what they did? They did a publicity stunt where they got £1 million in cash and burnt it, just set it on fire. Yeah, all bound for Mumu land. All bound for Mumu land. Okay, Tony says, I watched Suicide Squad today. There are LGBTQ jellyfish that feeds on flesh. Go figure. Yeah. LBTQ. What's the Q mean anyway? Does it mean queer? I mean, what's that? What's a queer? I thought a queer were like gay, someone who were gay. It was. I mean, they call each other queers, don't they? They don't say, oh, is he excuse me, I'm just eyeing up that gentleman over there. Would you mind telling me, is he homosexual? Is he an apple gardener? Is he a fudge nudger? No, don't do that. They call themselves queer. What is it? They're queer. They're not. And anyway, our like branding, I was doing it, weren't I? We're branding posh people as all gay, which Chutney Ferret, yeah. We've got that one. Van Morrison is okay. Yeah, Van Morrison, yeah, we'll get Van Morrison on. We'll get James Dean on as well. Special guest appearance, Tupac Shakur, and if we could get a 90s lineup, that would be awesome. And then I'll put it to Right Said Fred and see if you want to do it. There was somebody else who wore it. Can't fucking remember. But somebody I recognised. We're in fucking paper or something. Oh, and by the way, how come everybody that is in terrible pain, on the verge of death from COVID, is allowed a fucking photographer in to take a fucking picture on them? You're only allowed one visitor. So a fucking bloke. Who's is he going about? What's he doing? Can I take a picture? Are you nearly dead? Yeah. Oh, bet you wish you took vaccine. Yeah, I do now. I'm nearly dead. Oh, well, next time you'll take it. Well, there won't be a next time, will there? I'm nearly dead. Oh, well, in your next life, you'll know, won't you? Can I take a picture on you anyway? Ching. Already did. And then he fucking runs down board and then falls over because someone's mopping up. Well, I might open it up. I might open it up in when we get to the top of the hour. It was Richard Ashcroft. Okay. Oh yeah, Richard Ashcroft. I remember that name. Yeah, we could have the Verve. They were 90s, weren't they? And we can have Oasis. Get Oasis there. I mean, they'll say it. They'll say everything. Yeah, they'll never show you the person who nearly died from the jab. That's true. Heath West says, Shandy my arse. It is. My wife can confirm it. This is Shandy. And my wife will confirm. I've got a thing outside as well. A backup one. It's dandelion and burdock out of a glass bottle. I wanted dandelion and burdock out of a glass bottle. Radiohead, Dig Up the Prodigy. Oh, yeah. Cancel these recent gigs. No to COVID passes. Who's that? Is that Richard Ashcroft you're talking about? Cancel these recent gigs. Yeah. It's lukewarm piss, Jason. Dandelion and burdock, my arse. Oh, it fucking is, man. If only you know. Spin Doctors, yeah. Anyway, let's move on from our. You can keep bringing them in excess. We can get them in. The Levelers and Dogs on a String. Dogs on a String. Never heard of them. Ashcroft, yes, right, okay. Root beer is nice. Oh, I should try some of that. Greetings all. Oh, my wife's coming upstairs. And she'll be able to tell you. What? Right. What about James? Yeah. Pixies. Yeah, with vodka. Oh dear. He's a wanker. He's a fucking rape wind-up merchant. You ought to fucking be mates with him, man. It were a fucking nightmare. Half Man, Half Biscuit, Smashing Pumpkins. James are actually quite good. The Vaccines band is, oh yeah, there is a band called The Vaccines, isn't there? That's, well, oh, it's smoke. I wonder what it were. I thought it were a fucking ghost materialising behind me. It's like fucking other day. Fucking saw a sheet on the floor, and I thought it were a fucking ghost that had collapsed. Shit, son. Evening to Paul Cotty as well. I'm going to open up at 9 o'clock if you want to jump on, Paul. You're quite welcome to. And anybody else, you're quite welcome to jump on. The Vapors turning Japanese. Evening all. I thought that were 80s. The Vapors. What about Jason Donovan and Kylie Minogue? Jason Donovan, were he 90s? He were 80s, weren't he? No, he were 90s, were he? I don't know. He were end 80s anyway. Yeah, Geldof can manage it. We'll have him running it and fucking putting up money in his fucking skyrocket. Fucking greedy Irish cunt. Why don't cannibals eat clowns? Is it because they taste funny? Yeah. Going to country, going to eat a lot of peaches. What about them that did? You remember them? It were on Dumb and Dumber. That record. Oh, I can't remember who. They Might Be Giants. They'd be good. In a Blancmange. I think Blancmange were 80s again. Frank Sidebottom, fucking 70s, man. Frank Sidebottom, that's Webby used to be that. That's what Webby's job used to be. He used to be Frank Sidebottom because he was the only one that could talk in the same way. Blancmange, crash test dummies, birthmarks all over her body. I absolutely hate Mike and the Mechanics. Well, the living years. Yeah, I don't know. Mike Rutherford is in it. That's in Mike and the Mechanics. It's pretty decent. Crowded House. They were 90s. Chris de Burgh. What about Chris de Burgh? What happened to all the money he raised for the Kurds with this Simple Truth concert? Don't know. I'll be on to Chris de Burgh's people tomorrow, first thing, and ask them where money went. Elvin Stardust. Yeah, Guy Glitter. We'll have them all there. Let's do it all. Anyway, moving on. Prince Andrew's being sued by the people who when the son killed. Oh no, that's another fucking thing. He's been sued for sexual assault. So what do we make of that? I mean, it's he's going to have to go over and see to it, isn't it? Is he? What does he do now? What does he do? Does he remain a member of the royal family? Is he going to give up his paedophile ways? I don't think so. I think he's going to be protected, obviously. He's going to be protected from anything. Virginia. Someone's put, I don't know whether that's the name of the girl or the place where it's taking place, where he's being sued. John Smith says he's got a Spike Milligan joke. Why don't you see the elephants hiding in trees? Because they are very good at it. A royal cock-up says, Akmose Brown run. How are you doing tonight? Anyway, Akmose Brown run. How are you, mate? Virginia Guff is the victim. Sorry about that. I just didn't know whether it were in Virginia or that were her name. It'll cost him a few million. I don't think he's bothered about that. It's fucking short change to him, and it's what he wipes his arse on. He's had his arse wiped for him his whole life. Why should that change? Yeah, well, he's had his arse wiped for him, yeah. In 20 and 50 pound notes. Should take swimming lessons. Yes, she should take swimming lessons with Robert Maxwell. I'm a sound lad, soberish too. Well, you weren't last week. I mean, last week you were like a fucking maniac. You won't stop. Honestly, I got fucking Dinny on, and you even shut him up. Nobody shuts Dinny up. Andrew fits in with the Royals' morals. Yeah, he doesn't sweat, but reptilians, they don't, because they're cold-blooded. Is he cold-blooded? Is he a cold-blooded reptilian? We're open to all theories here on Raconteurs News. Will Geronimo... okay, now. Hang on. Will Geronimo the alpaca be put down? I don't know who that is. I don't know many alpacas. Has he removed his comment? Oh, there we go. Blair signed an agreement that any cunt could be extradited if facing court proceedings in America. That America conbird that killed the British motorcyclist don't have to come here. Which is true. But I did see that they were doing the same thing. The family of that boy are suing her for what happened. So hopefully she should be made to come back. She should be made to come back. If it were, see, that's the thing. That's why we're America's lapdog. Because what we do is we'll fucking this is okay. It's loaded on one side, the extradition treaty. I mean, they were going to extradite Gary McKinnon, remember, but he managed to avoid being extradited because he got a condition called God, someone will remember. Someone will tell me. Diplomatic immunity, yeah, Spanish chicken. I mean, but how far should it go? Does it go to killing kids? Where does Prince Andrew live? Is he still in the UK? I don't know, actually. I'll tell you what I did watch the other night. It just popped up, I'm telling you. It were called Loch Ness, the new evidence. But I was watching it, and I watched it to the point where they said the monster that's supposed to live in Loch Ness was brought by Aldous Huxley, who bought a bungalow right on the bank of Loch Ness, and he had a room built, an octagonal room built at the back where he did all his spells and things like that. And apparently he summoned 4 demons. He summoned 4 demons, and the 4th demon wouldn't come through. So the 4th demon, he needed the 4th demon in order to do what he wanted to do, but one didn't come through. So what he did is he fucking ran off and just left it. So these demons were left to, be in Loch Ness. So Aleister Crowley, you mean? Yeah, that's right, yeah. No, Huxley. Oh, Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley. No, Huxley. The one that were called the most evil man in Britain. That's it. Gary McKibben had Asperger's syndrome. Thank you very much for that Spanish chicken. Are they letting English in yet? I'm craving haggis supper. I think it's all been lifted to go to Scotland, man. You can go. You'll have to go and shoot an haggis. They always taste better when you've shot them yourself. I have a strange tale to relate regarding Boleskine House. Crowley, Huxley, Crowley, definitely Aleister Crowley. Yeah, he was the one. Huxley were on Sergeant Pepper on cover. That were Aleister Crowley, weren't it? Yeah. So the monster is a turd from Aleister Crowley's bog. Yeah, definitely. But it's nobody would go near the place because of everything that had got. He'd just gone. He left it. He just abandoned it, and ended up selling it. Anyway, it went on. Jimmy Savile ended up buying it in the 70s, which tells you everything, really. And the most evil man in Britain, you've got to put Jimmy Savile somewhere near the top of that fucking hell. Crowley was on Sergeant Pepper's. Yeah, Crowley was on. I remember Mark and Spyro talking about how John Lennon had got his hand above Crowley's head. And made something of that. I don't know what it were. Huxley was an architect of the Brave New World, not just a commentator novelist. Well, I've got to tend to agree with you because I've read it, and it's like a blueprint. It reads like a blueprint, really, as does 1984. Although 1984, God knows what Savile has pushed down that bog. Beggars belief, doesn't it? Oh, look at that. Fucking dog bit me. Oh, the last week it were all bruised before. Fucking dog bit me. Just ran at me and fucking bit me. We're having someone out to him on Saturday. So someone who claims to be able to cure him of his biting tendencies and all the things that make him a rape bastard to be around. He's been a fucker. Honest, he's a cunt for fucking me off. Last night, right, I get to the bottom of the stairs, and dog were on the other side of the room, and I'm going to shut door, and I said, "Watson, are you coming to bed? Are you coming to bed?" And he got up and he walked right straight to where the lift is, and then just laid down. So I just shut the door and went up. So, we're fucking... and then he comes Then he comes bounding upstairs just after. Bloody hell. Eric Blair wrote 1984. Huxley was a follower of the Canaanite Kabbalah. Kabbalah, I mean, do you remember when that used to be sort of like everywhere on celebrities? They were wearing these things around their wrist, Kabbalah things. Yeah. Yeah. Remember? Kabbalah, that were the thing at the time. I remember Madonna had one, and all fucking usual ones, apart from weird Scientologists like Travolta and Tiny Tom Cruise. He's fed up of listening to you. Yeah, it probably is. It's probably why he went to bed. Bullskin House has been burnt out. Said somebody, I'm sure I saw it. When he does wrong, spray water in his face and give treats when he behaves. A very Scottish name. Bullskin House has been burnt down. 5 levels of PF Kabbalah and so much blah blah blah. Swedish owners. The red band is to do with the sacrificial goat. Just got through to Stalin's bio. Right, mobster. Page sold it to him. Yeah, so that were interesting. You can still find stuff that is interesting. I mean, I didn't. They give all the they give all the details and in a little way so that it sounds all ooh and ooh again. Oh. What about here we go. I've had a premonition again. Next, another variant, the money variant, right? So you catch it from cash. So it's on cash. So you catch it from cash. So then, ta-da! Savile and the Beatles were bum chums till Paul One died. Yeah. Anyway, we're at an hour, so I'm going to put the invite in the link in the chat room, and then anybody can come on and say what they want about what they want. COVID rat Prince Andrew, right? Said Fred. You see, the thing is, that's what I was getting at earlier on. The thing is, we right said Fred, I was there in the beginning, and I got all this yada yada yada, and then the fucking usual suspects got hold of him. So the next thing you know, they're all fucking Richie Allen show. And I think to myself, look, what's fucking point? You're not you think you fucking know, but you just don't. You think you fucking. I don't know what the level of knowledge is like. I know you're fucking blocked. I blocked you last week. I'll unblock you if you fucking. I'll unblock you. As long as you're not pissed. No Akmose. Okay, let's have a vote then. Akmose or not? Chris Partridge says no. That's one no. I'll be nice, he says. Oh, yeah, see, he's doing campaigning in the chat room. If he starts, I will jump on, lol. Elf Freedom UK has gone not. Bring back Braun. Who's Braun? Oh, Braun, yeah. Denny Carza, yes. Let me see if look. Please don't turn off if you bring on Paul. Paul disappeared. He's probably gone back to what he's got to do, his family and stuff. Just stopped in. No. All I know is I know nothing. Socrates. That's true. Braun, yes, silent movie-tastic. I mean, no, he's not blocked. Sorry. No, Alpha Omega. Dins, you stand ready to do an intervention on the chat's behalf. There you go. Right. So I'm going to unblock you. If I can fucking find out how to. I don't know how to do it. It's all right, mate. Don't worry, Paul. It's okay, mate. It's okay. I can't work out how to fucking do him. How to unthing him. Let me have a look. See if I can. See if it's. No, I can't do out there. Settings. Right, you're unblocked. And you're on notice. Was Braun drunk last week? I think so. Probably on heroin and all. And fucking cocaine and speed. And fucking gas. Gas! Oh, fucking hell, we've got all that to come out with first. I can't see you. Coming back to Iris.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing? CQDX12 is our sound modulation.
What you got going on?
Oh, okay. Sorry, man. I was playing some guitar along with some crap earlier on. Sorry, Dave. Much love, but anyway, silence now. How you doing, guys? I apologise unreservedly for being intoxicated last week, but to be honest, I spent since 1998 doing that for 22 years, so it's pretty difficult. Oh yeah, copyright music, of course.
So what's your thoughts on this week? What?
Well, you're not. Can I just go back? Boleskine House, right? I used to work for a famous newspaper in Inverness once upon a time, and my district was the Lochaber area, Fort William, right the way up to Oban, down to past Glasgow, so on and so forth. And I used to go fishing. There's a loch called Loch Bran, Brahn. It's all part to do with my name, and we used to go there nightly. And once upon a time, I was driving back, and the little fucking was a Talbot Alpine. Anyway, his name was Herbert. I pulled over at the cemetery about 9 o'clock at night. And in the cemetery, directly opposite Boleskine House, is the famous tool shed. That if you play Led Zeppelin backwards, you'll hear Didn't We Have Fun on the Tool Shed on a Saturday afternoon. So I don't know why I did this. And to this day, God alone is the only reason I can understand. I walked down, I pushed the door open. The earth, it was, you see if you get peat compost in B&Q, This earth was more pure and black and more beautiful than the best compost you can ever buy out of a fucking sack in B&Q. And there was a pentagram laid out with salt, and there was 5 black candles burning about a third of a way down the stalk. But there was nobody there. The hair on the back of my neck rose. I was back in the car and headed home, and I never stopped again. That's a true story.
No, I wouldn't fucking stop again either after that. Fucking hell.
But it did burn down recently. Jimmy Page bought it because Jimmy Page, with the association of Alistair Crowley, was an MI5 spy. That's why he went to the Mediterranean. He created the OTO, the Ordo Templars, or Taurus, or whatever it's called, and that's specifically for the media. You know, like Oasis joined, Paula Yates, what you call her, the other girl that said the same drug dealer as Paula Yates, Amy Winehouse, yeah. Right. All of them have to join that particular order in order to get, you know, famous, you know, and get their records played by the BBC. We're not going to mention a list of DJs that were all dubious, but never mind. Anyway, sorry, right? I'm being good. I'm trying to be good. If I talk too much, just tell me.
That's okay, mate. It's okay. You're a lot better this week, I've got to say. We are fucking off a bottle of whiskey and fucking God knows what else inside your system. But yeah, it's yeah. Okay. Did you get a bucket full of the great compost? And Mandy John mentioned the 27 Club. I mean, you mentioned Paul Yates.
Oh yeah, the 27 Club. That's an elite one. Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison. Do you know that Jim Morrison? Jim Morrison is one of the most important members of the 27 Club ever, because Jim Morrison's daddy was Admiral George Morrison, who was the guy that was driving a ship that caused the Potemkin incident that started the war with Vietnam. He was on the USS Liberty that started the fucking 1967 war with Israel when the Israelis bombed the American ship. And that's why Jim Morrison, he ended up being buried in Paris at 33, although he's probably still alive, for shagging Princess Diana or whatever. It's all a movie.
Oh, I know it's all a movie. That's what you've got to do. If you can separate yourself from it and just look at it and say, well, this is a film. It's not real. This is just crap. It's just actors.
Yep.
You know, and if I don't comply, then I'm doing really as much as I possibly can. And you're hoping everyone else won't comply, but they just fucking do. Fucking. Yeah,
I know, that's true. You see, Tavistock House, remember the 7-7 expedition where Benjamin Netanyahu was staying across and built a hotel that looked directly on the Tavistock House, where they did the whole bomb, the fake bus bomb thing, and pictures of the bombs on the side of the bus and all of that. It's all to do with that, because Tavistock House was formed in order to get people to go and die in the fields of France and the Somme for the first fucking cascade after the bloody Crimea and after the South African exploits, which made Winston Churchill a hero. Because there was a guy called, Cecil Rhodes. You know the Rhodes Scholarship? Yeah, Cecil Rhodes was one of the biggest. He was one of the biggest scumbags in human history. He used to rape children and throw them off the cliff when he was done with them. He made his way north by getting the local tribes drugged. He got them all hooked on heroin and morphine and cocaine, and they sold away their lands for the fucking proceeds of the fucking drug trade, which they were getting from Afghanistan, because they'd kind of like taken Afghanistan. They got the Chinese stoned through Hong Kong, and then they carried on around the rest of the world. But anyway, yeah, sorry. I do rant on a bit, as you know. Can't help it.
That's all right. I'm trying to skin up, so, you know, all your ranting is helping.
The Tavistock. Listen, football was created as a pastime to get entire villages and towns to sign up at halftime. They used to have dolly birds like the Americans have got, the bloody dancers. But that's why football was allowed to proliferate, because all the towns would have joined up at halftime. They get them all kind of all patriotic to go and kill the nasty Hun that was going to come over and eat their babies. And they all signed up and they went and died in the fucking Somme for nothing. Because a handful of Victoria's womb wanted to fucking fight over the papers for certain lands and territories, all orchestrated by the fucking 5 banks that were caused by a certain family that we don't want to talk about or mention.
Do you know what I wanted to ask you? I mean, you've got a wealth of knowledge in there. Whatever it is, however you present it, there's There's no denying that. What's your thoughts on the Joseph Rowntree Foundation?
Oh, do you know what, dude? One of my girlfriends is a bastard to his son. That's a true story too. She's from a place called Gleneace in Wales, and she gets paid alimony from him, so she's kind of rich. So she was a cokehead. Yeah, dude. Again, listen, bro. This goes back to Cadbury's. It goes back to Jimmy Savile. Do you remember what you may call her, Diana Dores? How Diana Dores met Jimmy Savile one Sunday afternoon on a bike ride, and it all stems from the same handful of people. It really, truly does. And this is where the whole cabal took over. Not really the BBC, because the BBC was once an education. The BBC is the biggest archive of movie footage on planet Earth, even though there's stuff there that we've never ever seen. The BBC have got the biggest collection of video recordings that there's ever been, and that's why it's worth the money that it's worth, because it's got pictures that nobody's ever seen. It's got the truth, and it's also got the propaganda that was edited and cut down and dumbed down and fed to us, like the Fukushima bomb that doesn't disperse the clouds up above it. You know, you've got a huge mushroom cloud, megatons of pressure, the clouds above it just carry on sailing as though they've never been at a bad photoshopping. Tavistock wasn't found. No, Tavistock was created in the 1880s. The original Tavistock. I don't know if it was called the Tavistock then, but I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Tavistock Institute, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The CIA wasn't founded until 1947, and the CIA was founded in London. It used to be the OSS, and Ian Fleming worked there.
John Smith says Tavistock wasn't founded until 1947.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. I think he's wrong on that, but like I said, you know, it might not have been called the Tavistock until 1947, but the CIA was founded in 1947 in London.
Yeah.
And Ian Fleming.
Kevin Street says Pathé News propaganda.
Exactly.
That fucking lying chicken.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'd neck that bastard for lying. First to be young when revolution starts. That chicken out of there, still alive, isn't it?
And look at all the Hollywood movie stars that ended up making fucking pure propaganda movies back through the 40s, just for the sake of propaganda's sake, you know? They knew Pearl Harbor was coming 4 days before it happened, but nah, they didn't want to tell the sheep that.
Well, no, they're not going to tell. They're not going to tell that because that was part of the master plan. That was the way into the war, weren't it? It was like sinking the Bismarck in World War One. That was the way in to the war. They wanted into the war, but they knew that, you know, the American people had said, well, what the fuck are we doing? I mean, it's their fucking problem, thousands of miles away. And, you know, they had to make ways to manipulate people. It's you know, it's people are easy to manipulate. People are easy to manipulate. They'll fucking do anything. We've seen them fucking queuing up for fucking to get fucking blood clots.
Yeah. Woodrow Wilson got blackmailed because he had a mistress, which by Bill Gates standards is nothing, or Bill Clinton standards is nothing. But Woodrow Wilson was the one that chaired the bloody conference down in France, whatever it was, I can't remember, Versailles conference at the end of WW1, when they agreed that there was going to be part 2. Because Albert Pike had written about it in 1884 in Morals and Dogma. So the Lusitania, yeah, another travesty. Destroyed deliberately in order to create a fucking reaction amongst the sheeple, so the sheep says, hey, you know, you need to do something about this, you know, the Hegelian dialect.
Yeah, it is. Nuki Brown says Jasper Carrot had chicken pate news.
Jasper Carrot was good.
Do you know, I met Jasper Carrot. Do you nice remember that? Do you remember the game Golden Balls on telly? Fucking years ago.
I can't say that I do, but I know Jasper Carrot, and he did a thing with Robert Powell, the guy that played Jesus of Nazareth, and they were hilarious together. Remember the detectives?
Oh yeah.
That was one of the best shows on the TV back in the day.
I went on fucking Golden Balls, and as I went down to it were, even though it's ITV, it were done at BBC fucking studios. And, do you know, we were in rehearsing show, and he came in to introduce himself, and he were a fucking scruffy, smelly bastard. Fucking stunk.
Yeah?
Fucking stunk.
Oh, man, that's bad news, dude. I mean, come on, it's Jasper Carrot. It's not that I didn't have the coin. Bloody hell, that's a shame.
I get him a bit of ribbing because he's a Birmingham fan, and Villa had just beat him. And Villa had just beat him on weekend before. So I get him some ribbon, and he says, "Right, you'll be out second," and I were. Oh dear! Not that he fucking. Weird. Took about 3 hours to fucking film an hour's film.
And did you win?
No, I didn't. Now.
Oh hell, sorry, man.
I had 2 killers on front row on me on my final. I had a 75 grand ball. Look, they wanted to get killers out. You won't understand if you didn't see it.
No, I don't, man. I'm just thinking
but no, I didn't. Fucking, I went on weakest link and came fucking second.
Oh, nice one. Yeah.
No, not really, because of the fucking the question I got wrong. I really should have known. It were about a fucking about a grocer from Grantham.
Oh, Margaret Thatcher's dad.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I got it wrong.
I'm sorry, man. It would have been a tough one. You could if you said Alf Roberts in Coronation Street, you would have probably been forgiven because that's who Alf Roberts was basically based on.
Oh, what else did they fucking give me? Fucking one of the questions. Fucking it finished. One of the questions they give me. I remember ending it. It was something about an album, some art on an album.
Oh wow! They could throw curveballs, man. I know that they could throw some serious curveballs. But was painted by which female Mexican artist? I mean, fuck me. Which female Mexican artist? Well, apart from fucking going on to X-Samson and looking for names, I don't have a clue myself.
Fucking stupid, isn't it?
Oh, but you know, they do that deliberately. They check out your background. See, when you're born and you become part of the registration system and your parents sign you away to the hospital, their entire existence is then dominated by your postcode, which most people don't believe, but it's a true story. It really is. It's all to do with, sheep herding and a whole bunch of other stuff. But your postcode defines where you're going to be. And Britain's going to be knocked down into 10 EEC blocks with 10 postcodes. England is going to not exist anymore, and it's going to be knocked into 10 divisions. The same as area Agenda 2131 in America. They're just going to break it down into. I saw a post on Facebook. The Australians are complaining they've got cell block A, B, C, D, and F, but they didn't have cell block H. I typed that to him and said Michael Hutchins wouldn't be pleased. And you were talking about Jason and Kylie. I did Kylie's cousin, by the way, a few times in her flat off Tottenham Court Road. I met him. Well, what do you think when I did it?
Robert?
No. I plunged her like a fucking plumber. And I ended up plunging her friend who used to write books for the royal family. He was Crown copyright agent, and he lived down one of these cobbled streets off the back of Tottenham Court Road that you don't really see in the maps, but it's a true story.
You've done a lot of things, haven't you?
Oh, listen, man. Yeah. I was lucky. My grandfather.
I bet your fucking CV's longer than my medical records.
Oh, dude. My grandfather led me to believe that the world was ours and we could go and do what we wanted. So I pretty much went out, had fun, got kicked out of a few African countries, married the daughter of a fucking famous dude, and blah de blah de blah, and a whole bunch of other stuff too. And I'm just a no good fucking skid mark from the Outer Hebrides. But if you want to live life, it's there for the living. And so I've had a whole host of experiences. I was in the Gordonston disco with Prince Edward in 1979. And my 13-year-old girlfriend ended up having twins after that, and they weren't mine. So That's another true story. Her name was Betty Cameron. Don't go and Google it, especially on Facebook. You were talking about Prince Andrew earlier. Come on, same thing.
What, he fucked your bird?
Well, I don't know who it was because we were all drugged out of our fucking eyeballs. A girl whose dad worked for Shell. Her dad was the chairman of Shell in 1978, December 79. She was 18, I was 13. She saved me literally from being buggered because she fucking put her fucking claws into me. And the tourist song, I don't know what it is that makes me love you so. We danced to that for about 20 times, what it seemed, but that's what it seemed. But by then, it was in the dungeons of Gordonston, which don't officially exist. So there's petrol receipts from the children's home I was in at the time.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, the Andrew Thompson house in Elgin. Google that.
Well, I don't want to Google it.
No, I know exactly.
They don't
want us Googling it either because all of this is true. And there's a whole bunch of souls that I spent a lot of my life with that now no longer exist. And they never made it to, like, you know, getting a national insurance number, which you didn't ask for. It's because the government turned you into an employee without your knowledge, and so on and so forth and what have you.
So, have you shagged Sandy Tuck's Fig?
No. I would probably hold back my dogs from that. She is intelligent, though. I give her due.
Well, she must have some intelligence because she's Danish, isn't she?
Have I been? Listen, let me tell you a secret.
Listen, you're not just telling me. There's people listening.
No, because somebody said to me, have I been vaccinated for COVID-19? Yeah, I don't know where we are in the text and the lag, but the village nurse, I've never even had the fucking TB thing that everybody else got because our village nurse syringed the shit down the sink. There was no way she was going to pump it into us when we were 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years of age. I used to think that I was a liability because I didn't have the fucking BCG, you know, the big stamp on the arm. It's not there.
Right.
I would not take, they would have to take and cut my fucking head off in a train before they'll inject me. You get me? No way, you know. Sorry, I'm not even going to go into reasons why, but if anybody asks a question, I'll explain them more. The Jews are not the Jews are Ashkenazis. All the real Jews are down in Yemen, which are where they've always been safely for the last.
All right, let's not go there.
Years.
Let's just not go there. I'll get into trouble when we start talking about that.
Jason, could you ask Brand? Yes, Donna, I did. I was gobsmacked. I was Agent Gobsmack, Able Danger, badge number 71. I've still got the belt buckle. We did the shows at AV7, AV8, Llangollen in Wales. We wrote a book that sold 25,000 bucks worth in the space of 1 hour and 45 minutes. We got another English guy, 8 grand in an hour because he lost his job because he couldn't drive his bin lorry anymore. He's a guy called Andy from up north. That's pals with Dave Guermita and the SPLS pros. I've been here since day one. I was on the world's first chat and cam program. And that's what I got used to, being a good drunk Scottish caricature, because I could go in and call everybody names. I would say, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're fucking idiots, Google fluoride, Google birth certificate. You know, what we are talking about today, I was screaming about back in 97, 98.
Careful, lads. Remember, Grey Hart's just been jailed, has he? Well, we haven't talked about anything Jewish at all, so.
No, but you see, the thing is, there are no Jewish Semites. The Arabs are the Semites. If you Google it, you know, like Saul became Paul, Israel and Judah. I know. It's another complete, like the word Persian and the word understand is another complete misnomer that Jeremy Corbyn got dragged into and flushed down the toilet because he was being accused of that. And it's a word that they bandy about, like conspiracy theorist. It's gibberish.
So Graham got 15 months jail.
Yeah. In France, they'll send you to jail for life if you're a Holocaust denier.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of places like that, and there's a lot of people, few people in high-profile people in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Because well, anyway, we haven't talked. Let's get away from this subject.
Yeah, man. I didn't bring it to the, the whole Holocaust.
I know you didn't, but we just keep
on talking about
it. I said, let's fucking leave it, and you go, well, The Semites aren't the Semites are, the Arabs, and which we know. Because you could tell by the colour that that
I speak Arabic. I was taught Arabic by a woman that fed Osama bin Laden 5 times in her father's house in an island called Toto. It's an island in the middle where the 3 Niles meet in Khartoum. And that's a true story too. She's in Ireland now because the British refused her asylum application. I did ask her if she wanted to come and meet Tony Blair in December '97 on BBC TV. But she didn't want to come, obviously, because she felt a bit insecure about going through the whole security services processes and shit like that.
Another one to add to the CV.
Yeah, I called him back, dude. Oh, it's on record. It's on, it's on the BBC tapes. And the only woman that recognised me was a woman that worked in the DWP. Because I went down a couple of days later. I says, I want a crisis loan. She says, what for? I says, a guitar. She says, you're not going to get it. I says, call down Christine McLean, who was a Scottish woman that worked on the 2nd floor. I was back the afternoon playing a guitar in the DWP in Kensington, directly opposite where Alan Sugar runs his empire, Amstrad. And there's a famous car showroom that Jeremy Clarkson's done videos on.
Oh, is it that place where they all meet up?
A couple of streets along Mohammed Al Jinnah created Pakistan in 1947, and look what happened to that. But that was another piece of paper created for the divide and conquer game. Let's all hate this people, let's all hate that people. Do you know what I mean? That's all it's always been about. I mean, look at what they did to Manchester. They got United fans stabbing bloody Manchester fans because of the difference in the fucking shirt. Never mind Millwall, and what was the name of the gangs that used to travel about in the trains in the 80s? I mean, Scotland was even worse. Rangers and Celtic. They sold that division right down the middle of fucking Glasgow. You got people killing each other just for fun over bloody T-shirts and whose player was best and so on and so forth. Innit? But that's what Tavistock House was created for, specialised in divide and conquer, keep the herd in a stampede and a panic, and they'll do whatever the boss government tells them as long as it keeps feeding them.
Well, it's almost as if that these people everything's been done for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's been done for them. These nowadays, everything gets done for you proper. Everything can be done quicker. It can be done better. It can be done easier, right? We get that. We've got this easier life. So what we do is we look to someone else. We look to someone else to try to get us out. This is why we've got Right Said Fred. What Right Said Fred are going to do is they're going to go through fucking David Icke, Gareth, and fucking Richie Allen, and then get indoctrinated in that. I don't know if they'll go as far as they'll probably know about the what David Icke thinks about the royal family. So I
would just like to say, go
along until they're going to go along, right? This is what I said. They're going to go along. All they're doing at the moment is COVID. That's all, right? So now they're going to have to go back and look at before, and that's going to throw them off. So they're sort of getting their education backwards.
With regards to David Icke, where did David Icke start out? On Wogan. If you don't see that fucking green fucking warning light, then doesn't matter. It's game over. Don't even bother fucking paying attention to anything. Just like buy the sun and do as you're told forever.
But I don't get that. See, I don't get that. He was a BBC man before.
Yeah, commentator, goalkeeper.
It were about 1990.
No, it was back in the 80s. It was in the late 80s. With the tracksuits. Well,
yeah,
that wasn't the 90s.
There and he says, "I'm the son of God."
Mm-hmm.
Because
the Jehovah's Witnesses had gone and sold all the shit and parked on top of a mountain twice and waited for the end of the world, and it didn't happen. So David Icke took over the fucking gap. He used a woman called Helena Blavatsky's metaphors, moon bases, Aleister Crowley, Salima thrown in, and that's why he made the shit out of, and he could talk to people for 10 hours. I could probably do it myself, to be honest with you, if I had enough vodka.
Yeah.
But as for Fred Fairbass and Dan, me and Fred have exchanged a few PMs through the years, and because I met a few famous dudes. I've met quite a handful of famous dudes through the fucking years, and for some reason they liked me. Because I wasn't an ass-kissing son of a bitch that fucking, oh, hail to you because you're a superstar. I treated them the same way as I treat everybody. And as a result, yeah, go on.
Are you, do you think that they liked you? Or do you think that, like, they couldn't get away from you because you were just fucking talking all the time at them?
Well, Mark Knopfler's brother asked to be my friend.
Mark Knopfler?
Yeah, Mark Knopfler, David Knopfler, the dude that got kicked out of Dire. I know the real reason why David Knopfler left Dire Straits. I even know the situation, the minute and where it happened. But he asked to be my friend because of comments I was typing onto his page because I happened to be there by accident about 10 years ago on Facebook. Friend request, David Knopfler. So I wrote him a song called Schindler's Lift. He was in Ravenna in Italy, 4 o'clock in the morning. The lift was a clunky old Schindler's Lift, not Schindler's List. I even reminded him the other night about that. And, he fell out with me. He stopped being my friend. Why? Because I told him that fucking fracking was not really a good answer to everything because of all the poisons that they were pressure injecting in, shattering the plates to release minimal amounts of gas. It was just jobs for the boys.
I don't get why you'd fall out with that. I mean, were you a fracking enthusiast?
No, he thought that I was full of shit. He went away and Googled it and came back a couple of weeks later, 3 or 4 weeks later, and said, "Oh, can I be your friend again?" Because I went and checked. And that's the way that I've always been, Jason. That's why I'm such an arrogant, name-calling, aggressive, dominant alpha type. Prove me wrong. You guys have got Google. If you hear what I say and it makes you go out and actually check up something I say, I've won because somebody else has had the cognitive bubble burst just for 1 second. You get me? And that's a win-win on everybody's situation.
Yeah. Now then, let's have a look what's going on. Oh, here we go. We're talking about fucking motorbikes.
Oh, yeah. I've had a few of them, but I couldn't stay on them very long. I put myself into a coma once for 3 days and 17 hours when I was 15 in a golf course. And that's pretty difficult to do. And a Yamaha fucking, it was a 250? Yeah, it was a 250. XS 250.
Awesome. We used to have like a pluggy when I was 15. We had a pluggy that were like a pool scooter. So it'd stay up back at house, and whoever wanted to use it would use it.
I get you.
It were a pluggy. It were really fucking. It were faster than walking.
Yeah. We had a couple of guys that had scooters in the Outer Hebrides, but they were usually hotel bus boys and had jobs, and it cost them about fucking £1 a month for petrol because that's all petrol cost back in those days to fill up one of these guys. But we unfortunately, Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell, and a whole bunch of other bad albums came about. So a few of my friends had to kill themselves or try to kill themselves. One spent 9 months in a hospital and he's now blind, pins all over his body. He's got more pins than Barry Sheen probably. He went through a sheep at 120 miles an hour. Uh-oh. Anyway, Ken, love you, dude. Mwah.
I've never seen anyone go through a sheep, but I've seen someone split a camel in half.
Oh, I've seen real camels out in the Sahara Desert on a Saturday morning once, and I was smoking my dope through a bloody site. The Sizal toilet roll. Because we couldn't score Rizla. It took the Secret Service agents in Nigeria 3 cities to score a couple of packets of Rizlas. We were that far off the beaten track. So where the John Wayne toilet roll, don't take no shit. You use it as tracing paper. That's where we were holding the spliff together because it wouldn't stick together literally. And I bought a Tesco bag full of weed off a sergeant in the Nigerian army. And he had knots in his guitar strings, and I did promise to send him some, but I fucked him over. I never did send them to him. I'm sorry, guy. Karma is going to catch up with me on that one, but I did promise to send him some guitar strings.
Well, if you're listening, that man, we send our apologies. We hope you've got some new guitar strings. Because if you're waiting for this cunt to fucking send me, you're going to be
Yeah, I know, man. Dude, I couldn't even remember the fucking city that we'd been in. We travelled about 4 hours across the fucking flat desert, 100 miles, 200 miles to get there. But yeah, I had a grand tour. I had a grand tour of the north of Africa into some beautiful, awesome places, some spiritual places, and some scary places. You see, coming from the Outer Hebrides, coming from Scotland, yeah, you go down to the beach in Scotland. There are seaweeds you can eat that's got natural iodine. There's fish, shellfish, there's limpets, there's mussels, there's crabs, there's clams, there's shrimps, there's all kinds of fucking food. It's like a natural garden. But I was like about 1,000 miles away from the sea in the middle of the fucking Sahara Desert, and it was unnerving, you know, because I knew there was only a few glorified puddles of water to get back to it, and there wasn't any kind of like, you know, vegetation or food in sight.
Oh, RD water bucket. Someone's put that's a blast from the past. What's your thoughts on? Let's get on climate change lockdowns. Do you think they're going to happen?
First of all, there's no such thing as climate change. There's no such thing as man-made climate change.
Climate change.
No. Yeah. I know. Yeah, but you see, right, hang on, sorry, listen, my bro. If you go back, the records of climate, dude, it wasn't until 1746, the year of Culloden, that's when they started keeping a daily record of the weather in this country, okay? Again, dude, they've got the HARP machines. They can move clouds about like fucking Pac-Man and Bing Bong up in space.
But they aren't. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, but the climate change that we're being sold, like Al Gore made his money out of, that ain't real.
I know it's not real. That's what
exactly. Yeah. Well, high five on that one. Completely concur. So the whole climate change, and it's good for society because stay in your fucking box, be on the computer, you know, work from home, do as you're told, good be, and if not, then we're going to get you fucking shipped, and your cash card's going to be fucking cancelled, and you can't eat, you can't sleep. You know, that's what they're doing. And that's been part of their plan since the fucking Gestapo. Because Paperclip didn't lose the war, the Germans relocated. Get me? And the president of Brazil today is a third generation Nazi. The boy from Brazil, you've all seen the movie. Google Joseph Mengele and 150 sets of blue-eyed blonde twins in the heart of South America in the 1950s. You know, blue-eyed blonde-haired twins in South America in the 1950s.
How the fucking hell did we get blue-eyed blonde-haired twins?
Exactly, man.
About climate change, which I agreed with you with, but you still had to interrupt me and tell me I was wrong. My point was the climate does change, although that's a natural cycle, right? Mm-hmm. The climate changes because every year, because you get cold in winter and warm in summers. That's a change in climate. So climate change happens, but man-made climate change. That was my point.
Sorry. Yeah, no, but exactly. Your man-made climate change, no. Natural bloody events, yes. The sun never rises and never sets twice in the same place. Never. Never has done and never will. And there's been times throughout history where there's been warm spells, like in the Middle Ages, they went a whole bunch of years where the winters were really mild and everything was like, you know, la-di-da-da, green sleeves and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden in the 1640s, it came back and the Thames froze over and all that kind of stuff. You know, yeah, of course it is. But it's like I said, they didn't start recording till 1746 on a daily basis was the first time they actually started, hey, let's write a fucking weather report of the day. And that you can only go back 300 years, never mind the ice cores out of the Arctic, which I don't trust anyway, because, you know, the radiocarbon cock theory, that's just like a complete mishmash that they've been using. Have you got white... Go on. Sorry, Paul.
You mentioned weather manipulation a little bit earlier on. Now, we've seen, although Ada, when he were on his way to Thailand, read in the newspaper that it was a Thai newspaper that were in English that they asked Phuket had asked the government for more rain because the crops were failing, and the bloke, the minister for weather, had said, well, we don't know. We'll see what happens. And of course, last week it came out that Dubai had made its own rain because the temperature had gone over 50 degrees.
Yeah.
Where the fuck am I going with this?
No, well, listen, can I take you back to the basis of this? In 1978, the Russians reversed the pull of fucking the jet stream, okay? That caused the wheat crops in America to fail. The Russians, yeah, we've got excess wheat, and that's what really happened. And that's when the HARP first came into play, because the Russians were the first one to do it in 1978, 79. And you can Google this all, dude. There's millions of videos about everything that I'm telling you. I'm not just making any of this shit up sporadically off the top of my own head. Yeah, the cloud seeding they started doing in the 60s. It was, what's his name? Oh, fuck me, Winston Churchill's grandson that got fucking killed shortly after he revealed it, because in Hansard they revealed that they'd been spraying the British population since 1954. 1966, they killed a whole bunch of people along the coast because they sprayed them. But since 1954, the RAF had been poisoning the British populations up and down the country, doing a whole bunch of tests with fucking air dispersants and a whole bunch of other stuff too.
Well, the point I was going to make, I've just remembered it now, but like we said, we know they can do weather manipulation. They can do. We know they can do rain. I mean, there's no way that we know that they can do sun, because and make it warmer. But they can. And we've got this thing coming in that they're saying we're going to have an heat wave lasting 10 days, but from the 16th of August.
Looking forward to that.
Which ideally is a Monday when everyone's at work. So that's coming in. Now, I'm wondering whether this is all manipulation, just to say, just to say, look, it's not as bad as everyone's saying. We're going to have this heat wave, and so they've given us this heat wave as a bit of a
respite. Yeah, bit of a respite. You've heard the expression "under the weather." That's why they've been doing it. I mean, I've been in London for untold amounts of years, and London does have its own like kind of perma-dome over it when it comes to the weather. So,
yeah, I mean, you do think about that.
It's a reality, bro.
Yesterday we had a rainstorm. Me and my missus were sat and we're watching TV, and we had a rainstorm, and this rainstorm was so loud that I turned volume down on TV, so we could get how loud it were, and it were really fucking pissing it down. It just suddenly stopped. Just stopped suddenly.
Yeah.
And then about 2 minutes later, started again. It did it again. Same. All coming down, big downpour. But it was just that, it were weird. Because my missus went, oh, it stopped. And then a couple of minutes, it started again. And it was just weird that you usually think that it'd all be in one place. But there's obviously an hole in it. I mean, if you could follow that hole about, you could stay dry, couldn't you?
Yeah. I've seen it in London, north of the river. You stop, you hold everything, like not for singing a song. South of the river, they got fucking snow and sleet. You get me? And they blame the heat rising off the river as a dispersing factor, which is a plausible, bloody deniable excuse in reality if you know anything about geography or you paid attention to geography teachers. But you're right. They do it just to keep the population. It's all part of the bloody movie. It's all part of the mindfuck. It's all part of the lie. Because they don't want you seeing the paradise that is out there. There is no lack of anything in this fucking realm called Earth to grow food and produce. And for 70 billion people could be here without a fucking problem. The only problem is the 1% that are keeping us all down and pegged down. Why? Because they're making fucking money out of our sweat equity.
Yeah, of course, and obviously like that power is and absolute power is the main aim as the fucking some of these idiots. They're like fucking supervillains in in James Bond films. And also the advert on fucking TV. there's an advert on TV and they're using kids and they're talking about climate change, and there's one little part where there's a kid and he's stood there and he's a bit porky like, and he goes, "I'm only 6 years old. Why don't you work it out?" And I thought him, he's saying, "Fucking cheeky little bastard. You know, if you fucking spent more time researching and fucking less time in McDonald's, then you might fucking know something."
Exactly.
Greta Thunberg. 6-year-old fat little fuck.
Greta Thunberg. Do you remember Greta Thunberg?
Yeah, I saw an article today where she said, I haven't bought any clothes for 2 years. And when I did buy clothes, last time I did buy clothes, they were second hand. So fucking what? What's fucking big deal? Clothes are having an effect on climate change. All right, I'm all for less clothes, particularly women's fashions. I mean, I'd prefer women to walk about in bras and knickers. Well, some of them anyway.
Well, yeah, dude, I'm not even going to go there because you're right. You know, Cherry Jack, Seasons in the Sun springs to mind. But Greta Thunberg, family of actors, Mother Teresa replicant. There was another one that they gave for the Islamic ones. She got shot dead in the head. She was rushed to America. They saved her soul. You know, kind of like Wag the Dog in reverse sort of thing. It's all fucking media psyops for fucking sheeple. Oh, follow your favorite idol, pop idol. You know what I mean? Again, dude, these are just setups for the sheep to be diverted to, because while you're diverted and you're thinking La La Land, you ain't following the real script.
You see, the genius thing about X Factor, when we're talking about this grand plan that the fucking got, is that not only could you watch this karaoke, what is essentially a karaoke contest, you could. You could go and do it. You could go. You could be next star. That's what they're trying to say. So everyone will fucking trying to get on it. All idiots. All idiots. We're trying to fucking get on it, and you get loads of fucking crew. I know it's finished now. They're not doing it anymore, X Factor. But that and Britain's Got Talent Britain's Got Talent. Talent shows back in the day were really good. You know, remember Huey Green with fucking Clap on Me Tour and
his daddy.
What's her face from Sheffield? Marty Kane won, didn't she?
Oh yeah.
I once met her in a lift in Novotel, not long before she died. She didn't look well at all. But,
she never did her whole life, did Marty, because she was always that kind of like anorexic redhead kind of look. But yeah, God rest her soul.
Yeah, and it's I wouldn't mind something that went back to them values. Those values where studio audience, instead of getting people to ring in and make more money out of that, or texting that costs your text £1.50 plus fucking £1.50.
Yeah.
So you can say who your favourite karaoke artist is.
Yeah. You saw them do it on a Saturday night, and you could actually total up the fucking BBC's fucking net intake for that night, because like about 20 million people had texted in at £1.50 or whatever, 35 pence. They'd all sent their money to the BBC to vote for Robbie Williams, the girl from Bathgate. Actually, she was good, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't participate in myself, thank God, because I threw out my television in 99. But we didn't get television in the Outer Hebrides until 1978, because they didn't have a TV mast, so it couldn't reach. So we used to hear about this thing called Sale of the Century, where people could win cars through television. I was saying, fuck me, this television must be awesome. You can actually get a car through this thing. You know, I kind of imagine like a big 3D printer. The Sale of the Century, Nicholas Parsons.
You don't do things like that anymore.
No, I know.
A Saturday night thing that an hour's worth of TV where it felt comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could watch like Sale of the Century and stuff like that, where they were real people and they were winning fucking really stupid fucking prizes. I mean, Bullseye were best.
Oh, dude. Jim and Tony, fucking classic. Here's what you
He
could have.
was.
Here's what you could have fucking won.
Yeah, here's what you won.
Yeah.
The funny
Dusty
thing,
wins 3-2-1. Ted Rogers. Yeah, man.
funny thing is, my wife's uncle, he went on years and years ago, and he was dart thrower, and they got to final, and they got like, you know, they said they went for it.
They went for the grand prize, yeah, 101.
They went for grand prize, and that, so non-dart player first. So
yeah,
he didn't get a, you know, he went on. He went on first, but non-dart player on first. Fucking non-dart player hit about 156 and fucking just won the prize. He didn't even get his fucking cup. He won a caravan.
Nice one, man. Nice one. I met old Stonefest. I met John Lowe in 1983 in the Whitburn Miners Welfare Club. He came to do an exhibition match. I just got out of Borstal, and the guy next door, he was like one of the fucking chairman of the fucking Miners Welfare Club. Jock Simpson, his name was, and so we had free tickets. So I went down there, watched old Stonefest throw some fucking awesome darts, and got a signature from my dad.
Awesome, John Lowe.
John Lowe.
He's not with us anymore, is he, John?
God rest his soul, no, but he was one of the best. Old Stoneface, which was his nickname.
Eric Bristow, I mean, he was good.
Sorry. Listen, I'm Scottish. We had little fucking Fat Tam, okay? That was all we needed. No Eric Bristows. Keep your Eric Bristows and your Keith Dellers.
Well, Keith Deller, I mean, he won it, didn't he, with them spring-loaded darts?
Yeah, he did.
Watching that final.
I used to watch it, man. I used to spend days and hours and time watching it. My favourite ever, like, I used to spend 4 days. Whenever the Masters was on, the Augusta Masters and the BBC would throw it on, I get like about a dozen cases of beer, a few bottles of fucking whiskey, and just sit parked in front of the BBC TVs all day long. And especially when they brought in the BBC with a red button and you could actually like follow different matches and all that kind of shit, man. That was just like fucking natural pleasure at its best. Watching fucking men kick balls across the fucking God's green earth, and they could win millions of pounds if they were successfully able to get it fucking down the hole. And that goes into Robin Williams' golf. Hey, yes, well, now we'll put some fucking threes in the way as well. Let's make it really difficult for the cunts.
I didn't realise they had fucking red button in 1978.
No, it wasn't 78. It was somewhere down the line. I can't even remember. But, you know, this is a true story. Being a qualified dope smoker, I once fucking sat on a Saturday night, 2 o'clock in the morning, fucking Channel 4, fucking Red Triangle show, like an officer will go free to see. And I actually turned on to the Open University, and I watched about 5 hours of fucking physics, and I understood quarks. Thank you, BBC, for that one. There are 5 hours of my life I spent, and I understood the whole of fucking physics, the 2 missing quarks, and a whole bunch of other shit too. And thank God for marijuana as well. Genesis 126 to 129 covers it. If you like, you know, want to take on your government or local council and say why you deserve it.
Deserve what?
Marijuana. THC,
right.
CBC, Delta 9,
don't tell them all.
Ruderales, Invicta, Sativa, yeah. It's all in Genesis. I mean, you know, you see, Jimmy, I've been one of these advocates for, like, under God, you're the highest authority. I even wrote to the Pope and says, hey, listen, if you've got proof that you've got moral authority over this realm and me, send it back to me. Sent an affidavit to the Queen, notarized, stamped, posted, David Cameron, Gordon Brown, Tony Blair, and a whole bunch of other victims. The Attorney General, the highest law holder of the UK. Not one of them rebutted it because he couldn't. And so that's why I did that a lot of years ago. And that's why I kind of think that I'm on a winning streak, because they've got no authority over us. It's only fucking pretend authority. Margaret Thatcher on tape, you are policed by consent. Margaret Thatcher on tape, there is no such thing as society. It's a concept, because society isn't real. Everything you see round about you and live and feel and touch is real, but this creation called society, there's no fucking society of higher intellectual fucking minds observing us and saying, yes, this is bad for society or good for society. We've got judges that aren't judges. They're administrators in a fake fucking operation under maritime admiralty law, as a lot of people know. That's the situation that we're in, guy. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much, so forgive me.
Yeah, you are getting on. You are getting on a bit. Ask him about Saturn, Sun, the Purple Period, and electric universe theory, please. Can you?
Saturn, Sun. Listen, see the cube in Mecca. That's on top of the fucking Saturn. It's all there. The Cuban Mecca. Listen, guys, if you do anything before you log off tonight, especially after shooting your load in Hamster or whatever, go to the steps of the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. The steps of the Temple Mount where Solomon got the one ring to bind them all, like the Lord of the Rings is all about. And go to nautical miles, go 666.66 nautical miles at 15731 degrees. You'll end up with a black Cuban Mecca, which is like another complete fucking invention on humanity. And then you'll see another fucking strategy of the divide and conquer. And it's all mathematical. And if you want even more crazier maths than that, then you can go through Trajan's Pool to the pool in Walthamstow to Oak Island, right the way down to bloody Washington, aligned to the Dagon Star and all. Yeah. It's all conspiracy theory, but you know what? It's not a theory, it's fucking fact. Anyway, guys. Yeah, and well, yeah, exactly. I would like to state, don't believe anything I say. Go check it for yourself, and then you can come back and tell me that I'm a complete fucking idiot the next time we meet, okay? But thank you for hosting me tonight, and I hope that I was a bit better behaved than I was the last time.
Yeah, you were better. I'm not going to ban you anymore. Well, not until next time.
No, dude, listen.
You did start speeding up at end.
Jason, no, listen, this is a true story. Like I said, in 1998, I was on the world's first chat and cam program. They're still battling. Microsoft is still in a court battle today with Paltalk over the ability that we have got to talk to each other just now because they invented it, okay? I was on there, number 5 on that program back in 2nd of June, 3rd of June, 1998. And I've been used to being kicked out of places, but you know what? In the times that I got kicked out, people actually went and Google something that I said. I pissed them off that much. They thought, this cunt's so full of shit that I have to go and fucking prove them wrong. Nobody's come back so far.
Well, there you go.
There we go. And we are eternal. We are eternal spirits. Sorry, go on, Paul.
Chris Partridge put in chat room. He says, I heard the book of Genesis was set when Saturn stopped being our sun 10,000 years ago.
Yeah. Again, that's what I'm saying. Saturnalia, the cube, the magic cube, the black boxes. There are ones in Yemen 4,000 years older than the one in Mecca. The one in Mecca was a deliberately fucking staged event. There's no fucking architecture. There's no fucking archaeology. That was a complete, let's get everybody running backwards in a circle 7 times. Do you know, they spend 3.2 million American dollars every year knitting a cover for rock? I mean, how fucking dumb is that? There are Sudanese dying for $5 fucking wells. You know, it's like, it's another fucking glowing example of the world that's fucked up that we live in.
It is, mate. Right, I'm gonna. It's 2 hours in.
Okay, Paul. Thank you for tolerating with me. Thank you, people, whoever's out there.
Cheers,
much
bro.
appreciated. And God go with, because even if you don't believe in him, he's with you anyway, and that's a fact.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I shall look out for him.
Slanty bag, slanty boy.
See you later, Paul. Right, there you go. End of the show. Thanks to Bram for joining us tonight. I'd just like to say a couple of things that that I wanted to get out. I've not written it down actually, but I wanted to say thank you to Paula for for sending me the lovely email she sent me last week. I'll get round to replying at some point. But thank you, Paula. I always enjoy your emails, and that's about it. I will be back on Friday night. I will be back on Friday night for After Dark, and it's as long as I don't get IBS again. But thanks to everyone who's in chat room. Take care, everybody. I wish you peace and love, and I'm not going to say love and light because there's still that fucking shit. Look, I tell you, best advice I can give you is always go with your gut on everything. On everything. Because you're not going to be wrong. Your gut's there to protect your body. So go on your gut on everything. Okay. If your gut feeling says somebody's a fucking wrong and then they're a wrong un. They may be a wrong un. They might be a wrong un. But go with your gut. Thanks, everybody. Take care. We'll see you Friday about 9:30 for After Dark. Yes.